and they helped celebrate Passover with them. And it was very special because they haven't done that in many, many years.
Well, he took mezuzahs, he hung mezuzahs, he took prayer books. They hadn't had that.
Did he go with a group?
It was actually with B'nai B'rith, but there were only 7 internationally
that were chosen.
Who were chosen, who went. And he went from the State Department.
That's incredible. How long was he in Bulgaria?
He was there for 3 weeks.
And what did he take from that experience? What did he share when he came back with you?
Well, he spoke quite a bit. He went around the country speaking, and he spoke quite a bit. And it actually taught him to be a leader, and he is quite a leader today.
And what does he do today?
He is the Director of Development and Student Affairs for the Honors College at Penn State University.
Wonderful.
So his background really taught him to be a leader where he can go out and speak to people. He also, his volunteerism, he's on the board of his synagogue, and he's also very involved in the Federation, Jewish Federation.
He's also the head of, he's the advisor
yes.
to a student philanthropy,
yes.
Which I think is very interesting because Penn State has one of the largest student philanthropies in the country. They run an incredible student philanthropy.
Tell me what that is. What is that student philanthropy?
They call it FON, which is a dance marathon. But what they do is they raise money for the cancer hospital at Hershey Medical Center. Children's Cancer Center.
They built a children's cancer hospital.
And to date, they've raised over $100 million.
Yeah. All student run.
So 100% of what they receive goes to the hospital. And they help build a hospital. They fund doctors. It's excellent, and that hospital has an excellent reputation.
Yeah, that's great. So they're all of your children have their hands in something that changes lives, right?
Absolutely, and all 3 of our kids were involved in that. So,
they all dance. It's a 48-hour dance marathon.
46 hours.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Where they're literally on their feet.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure how they do that, but they're young, right?
It's really incredible to watch.
I have to agree with you, Harry.
Yes, I don't think I could. In fact, I know I can't do it.
Right.
But they did it.
That's terrific.
In fact, Julie danced twice. Yeah. She did it twice. Peter Brothers.
All right. So we're coming down to the end of our podcast here, but I wanted you to tell us any experiences that you personally have had with exonerees that the Innocence Project of Florida has helped to get out of prison. Have you met some of them, and what's that been like for you?
It's been amazing. Just this weekend, we were at the opening of Dean McKee's, tattoo parlor. He just opened up a wonderful business in Largo, Florida, and we were there, and we've never been so proud as we were of Dean.
That's exciting.
It was incredibly exciting.
Was there a good turnout?
To see him stand on his own 2 feet, to see him entrepreneurial, to see him we were just so proud of him. It was unbelievable. And it's such an incredible business. Yeah, we were very proud of him.
And we know James Bain very well.
We do.
James has spent many a nights at our home here in Florida and our home in Pennsylvania when we lived there, because he had the opportunity to speak in Pennsylvania. He had the opportunity to ring the Liberty Bell, and our house was always open for them to stay at our house. So
it was both here and there. So it was a wonderful.
I would say we know James Bain and Dean McKean the best. Yes. We have met other exonerees, but we have not been involved with them.
Mm-hmm.
As we are with the two of them.
And James.
James, and as well you know, James is incredible and speaks every chance he gets. James met my mother, who was a Holocaust survivor, spent all night speaking to her, and was so impressed in speaking to my mother that when a film crew did a documentary on his life,
a German film crew, and he and Seth went to Germany to film this. He wanted to see a concentration camp.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's incredible.
It certainly is.
And they went to Dachau, which is a bit sanitized, but he was so impressed by this, and so that really fills my heart.
Well, I think what excites me is their thirst for learning.
Absolutely.
That's something they didn't get, and their eyes are always wide open, and they want to learn and learn and learn, which is amazing.
When you say thirst for learning, you mean the exonerees? Is that who you're referring to?
They want to experience life.
Yes. Oh, so many years have gone. Tell us, I know I've mentioned James before, but how long was he behind bars for a crime he didn't commit?
35 years.
Right. He's one of the longest. I have yet to ask him to come on the podcast, and I will do that. But you mentioned Dean McKee, and he was on several weeks back with his fiance and with your son, of course. So I hope listeners tuned into his interview. And he did mention his tattoo shop and that he was very excited about the official opening of the
it was wonderful. Really excellent.
And I think what means a great deal to many of our exonerees at the Innocence Project of Florida is the support that comes not just in their release from prison. It doesn't stop or end there, that it keeps going, that it's like family, that, there is a constant source of support of whatever is going on in their lives. And I think that means so much to them, that we all care so much. That's very lovely that you were there for his opening.
It's a passion.
And tell us, if you can, a little bit about the shop itself, because I don't really know much about tattoo shops.
Well, it's really quite lovely. I didn't know what to expect. I'm not. What do I know about tattoo shops? And but it's lovely. It's really very tasteful.
Yeah, the store was a delicatessen before, and Dean did all the work
himself.
He built things and
he painted it, and it is so lovely.
Yeah,
it is very serene.
Mm-hmm.
Very serene.
Oh, I'd love to see it. I would love to see it.
And he's very artistic.
Extremely.
Incredibly. All the artwork in there, and there's quite a bit of artwork, he painted himself.
Well, didn't I remember a picture of him with a mural that he painted in the prison he was at, and it was just stunningly beautiful. Yeah, so he's got talent.
The work in there is beautiful.
He's extremely
that's
talented.
Great. That is great. Well,
Exactly.
we are coming to the end of our time together. It has been wonderful to have you both on the show today, and I wish you well and all the wonderful things that you have done, and mostly in terms of giving to your children this philosophy that obviously has stayed with them and will continue to for a lifetime. That is a great great blessing.
And thank you for all that you're doing and all that you do.
You're very, very welcome. So, listeners, if once again, if you would like to share your thoughts or ideas, reaction to anything that we talk about, please reach out to me at pursuing.justice5@gmail.com and tune in to our next podcast. We will have a lawyer who has been very, very generous to the Innocence Project of Florida. Thank you both, Becky and Jeff Miller, for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.